Some brands get all the attention, while others must patiently line the sidelines of your mind, waiting for the attention they deserve while getting down to some serious work. When we talk about high-end luxury watch brands, we always hear the same names thrown around. But forget Patek Philippe, forget Vacheron, forget Cartier, put them back on the shelf, because today I have the Breguet 5717 Hora Mundi in my hands, and I want to tell you why it and the Breguet brand in general should never be far from the top of your wish list. This is what you came here for today. This is the Breguet 5717 Hora Mundi in rose gold, and in real life it is a hefty beast, much heavier than you might have expected from the images alone, but there is a good reason for it. Within this case, there is some serious horological wizardry going on, and it justifies the presence that it has on the wrist because of it. Alright, so what is it that makes this watch so special? This is a very unusual jump time zone model. Now, with the simple push of a pusher at 8 o'clock, you can shift not just the time zone, but also the day-night indicator associated with those two time zones, and also the date. And it is an almost instantaneous action, and it is a wonder to behold, to consider, and to use. In almost 2 decades of watchmaking, I've never seen or worked on anything like this before. However, I would be lying if I said it was the movement that attracted me to this model in the first place. In truth, it was the dial. Now, this dial has been crafted from 18 karat gold. It has also been put together from 20 separate components. Some of them have been hand-turned on old-fashioned rose engine machines. Some of them have been hand-lacquered, such as the waves you see on this partial world map that's visible in the center of the dial. And also we have a lapis lazuli disc beneath the day-night indicator around 4 o'clock. Inside this horological machine, we have the caliber 7730. That's an in-house movement from Breguet with a 28,800 operating frequency, has a 55-hour power reserve, and interestingly, perhaps for a watch of this style, it has a free-sprung flat silicon balance spring. Now, maybe that kind of suggests exactly the kind of technological focus that Breguet has put on this model, rather than adhering to the more traditional manufacturing techniques of old. Furthermore, the movement contains 362 components, which is quite a lot for a non-chronograph caliber. So this case, as I mentioned, is a weighty 43 millimeters across and 13.55 millimeters thick. Now, it has the classic Breguet coin edge case band. Now, this is something that I guess you will either love or hate. And I'm guessing that because I have in the past hated it and now find myself loving it. When I used to work for the Swatch Group, every Breguet that came into the workshop would turn my head away in disgust because I could not understand why anybody would want such a case band on their watch. And then maybe in the same way as gold comes to us all with age, so too did the coin edge case band eventually win me over. And now I just need to find a space for one in my collection because I love it and there is nothing quite like it, and no brand does it as well as Breguet on the market. So now that I've come around to the idea of a coin-edged case and I want to add one to my collection, will it be this one? Well, if I had 77,000 euros of someone else's money to spend on it, yeah, it might well be. But to be quite honest, I find this model a little bit too physically intimidating for my wrist, and I would go somewhere around the lower end of the Breguet Classique range, something more simple, I think, despite the fact I am fascinated by this complication. Now, I see this model appealing to somebody who collects watches based on the movement. This is not something that I did myself until very recently. In fact, for the first 15 or 16 years of my collecting career, I basically focused on aesthetics and nothing else. Only recently, when I acquired my first triple date caliber, did I find myself so fascinated by the way the movement worked that I started seeking out other interesting calibers to go along with it. Soon after, I bought my first central minute chronograph, and I was so satisfied by owning this type of complication, I've started looking further afield for even more interesting things to add in the future. So the person I see buying this is someone that's maybe quite a long way further than me into their collecting career and has a lot of very niche complications already and an awful lot of money to spend on their watches. I can see this being really fascinating and a lovely addition to an already rich collection. In my opinion, the very best thing about this watch, quite appropriately I guess, is the way that the movement works. The focus on this complication is absolute. It is not just a joy to operate this movement, it's almost a spiritual experience. When you depress the pusher for the first time, you are basically loading the change mechanism that you have preset. So you can choose two time zones, your home time zone and your second time zone, which this pusher will shift between. And when you press it, you load everything, and as you release it, and if you keep your thumb on it, you'll be able to feel this yourself. The springs are enacting that shift from one to the other, and you can watch as the hand moves across the dial, as the time zone ring itself shifts, and the date and day-night indicator moves as and when it is appropriate. It really is something very special, and I guess many of you won't have had the chance to get this model in hand. My recommendation, therefore, is to go down to your nearest Breguet dealer and see if you can play with it in real life. It really is, if you are a fan of proper watchmaking, a joy. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.